The third best record in the NBA, home court advantage throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. Yet if the Heat lose tonight, all of that is done.
Better go home, man. It's not a lot to talk about.
Win or go home mentality. Back against the wall, and hopefully we respond and show up.
A short and simple message from Heat players today. You can use any cliche that applies to say Miami is trying to save their season with a win. And for Eric Spoelstra, it's a challenge he believes his players should embrace.
These are the moments that you train for, working and sweating and grinding in July and September, and then you do the 6.5 months of a regular season. It's for these moments.
A broken and battered Heat team came to Boston to find the way to win and force a Game 7, but they'll need to find the way to break out of a horrendous shooting slump. The Heat made just 7 of 45 three-pointers attempted in their Game 5 loss.
Keep shooting.
That's what we do. Like, we don't live and die by it. That's what we do, guys. We got great shooters.
If the Heat don't get back to what they do best tonight, then a great season will come to a disappointing end. That's why Spoelstra says his team must want to be a part of a different story.
Those are the moments that you remember, years later. You have to go through difficult things as a group. We want to compete for a title. There is no easy path.
No easy path, though it would be easier if the Heat were at full health. So let's give you a health update before tonight's Game 6. The bad news for Miami, they are banged up. There are some players dealing with injuries. The good news is they hope to have Tyler Hero back tonight after missing 2 games. It is possible he does play. Kyle Lowry will play. Jimmy Butler will play. So at least on paper, the Heat may be on full strength, and they're going to need every bit of that to save their season tonight. Tip time at 8:45 here from the TD Garden. That's Story from Boston tonight. I'm Will Manso, Local 10 News.
Everyone's going to have to step up, and we look forward to your coverage, Will. Thanks a lot.
And right now, South Florida is gearing up for a busy Memorial Day weekend.
And local airports are already packed as hundreds of thousands are expected to travel for the holiday weekend. Local 10's Christian De La Rosa live now in Miami Beach with what's being done to keep everyone safe. Christian.
And let's keep in mind that by comparison to other holiday weekends, there is just so much going on here on Miami Beach. There's arts and music and even fireworks, and of course police will be watching.
Each evening we have a traffic mitigation plan. We have some closed off streets.
It is a high impact weekend, but Miami Beach Police is reassuring the public not to worry and invites them to come out.
Well, citywide, we have every Miami Beach officer who's on our force working. That's 400 plus officers.
Besides the throngs of people and traffic on the beach. Just jump on it. This is a display of U.S. pride and military might.
So they all came from Fort Stewart, Georgia.
There's an RQ-7 Shadow, an M1 Abrams Army tank, and a Bradley fighting vehicle. Here we go. U.S. Army Captain Lee Wilson says it's about education.
Did you know you could fly a drone? Did you know that, yes, we have tanks, but what exactly does that mean? What does that entail?
And to remind all of us what this holiday weekend is really about.
Obviously, everyone here has served. Everyone here has known someone, has lost someone. So we really want them to know that we're here, we love America, and we would like you guys to know exactly what we do.
And we thank them for their service. The U.S. Army and the Air Force will both be having exhibits right here on the beach. And let's not forget the Air and Sea Show. If you want to buy tickets and watch it from Loomis Park, you can do that, but you can see it virtually from anywhere on the beach. Live on South Beach, I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Family events. Okay, thanks a lot there, Christian. Also developing now, 2 people are fighting for their lives after their van plunged into a pond. This was right off the turnpike on the exit ramp to Southwest 8th Street. Several drivers even stopped to try to help before rescuers had arrived, and a man and a woman were pulled from the murky waters and rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Witnesses are telling us that they believe the driver lost control after swerving to avoid hitting another vehicle.
In Hialeah, a music studio is now the scene of a deadly shooting. Police say a man in his 40s was gunned down outside the IMG building on West 79th Street and 26th Avenue. Witnesses identified the victim as a music producer who went by the name Ugly. We're told he was working through the night and was waiting for an Uber this morning when he was ambushed. A motive is now under investigation.
And we turn now to the latest on the elementary school massacre in Uvalde, Texas. Authorities admitting responding officers should have moved in on the gunman sooner.
For the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that.
We're also learning new details about Tuesday's attack, including the repeated calls to 911 from children inside the school pleading for police to come.
And in the end, 19 children and 2 teachers were killed.
Tonight, we're hearing some of the harrowing accounts from those who survived. Local 10's Bridget Matter is live from Uvalde, Texas, with the very latest on this investigation. Bridget.
Police making that admission that they believe they made the wrong decision in not breaching that door immediately. It was an on-scene commander that said they needed more tactical equipment to go in. That decision made despite children in those rooms making 911 calls for help. The Uvalde, Texas town square serves as a mourning site for loved ones and the community. A growing memorial of flowers amid white crosses of the 21 victims killed in the Robb Elementary School mass shooting. Friday, police released a more detailed timeline of the school shooting that killed 19 students and 2 teachers. We now know a door was propped open by a teacher at 11:27. The gunman would enter the school at 11:33. This is a map of the shooter's path into the joined classroom of room 111 and room 112, where he would barricade himself inside. Police admit mistakes were made.
For the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that.
Officers were on scene at 11:44, but wouldn't breach the door until 12:50, more than an hour later. All while 19 officers stood in the hallway waiting for janitor keys to open the door. That is how police finally got into the classroom.
There was a barrage, hundreds of rounds were pumped in 4 minutes, okay, into those 2 classrooms. Then anything else, any firing afterwards was sporadic and it was at the door. So the belief is that there may not be anybody living anymore.
And outside, parents plea with police to do more. Children and teachers made numerous 911 calls during the shooting, but police believed it was a ruse, thinking the shooter was trying to entice police to come in. We also heard several accounts from children who played dead to survive.
When he went in the classroom, he said, "You're all gonna die," and he just started shooting. I was playing dead, so he won't shoot me.
Here's something very important. The 911 calls that came out of those classrooms, there was a teacher that called several times. At one point, she said that there were people dead, and then she called again saying there were 8 or 9 students still alive. Those calls, including one where gunfire was heard, is vital for the investigation into police response. Tonight, we're in Uvalde, Texas. Bridget Matter, Local 10 News.
Okay, we look forward to your coverage tonight, 11 o'clock. Thanks a lot there, Bridget. Here's a look now at the shooting victims, all 19 children. They were babies and 2 teachers killed who have now been identified. Stay with Local 10 for continuing coverage of the Uvalde school massacre. Our colleagues at World News Tonight will have the very latest ahead at 6:30.
Now to a crime on camera. Burglars breaking into a South Florida business through the roof. Local 10's Rosh Lowe is live in North Miami with what was taken and a closer look at the crooks. Rosh.
Wait until you see this video, everybody. It is dangerous. They were brazen, getting right through the roof, dangling inside of a business, and now a business owner is out. About 20 grand worth of merchandise.
Look at this guy dangling down through the roof. Well, that's how 3 guys make their entry. Let's take a look. And then it's on to the merchandise, breaking into the purple carpet in North Miami.
We need that product. We need that product to make money.
This happening after midnight early Thursday morning.
I can just imagine, you know, like cutting the hole and the hole was actually, you know, that's metal.
But I really wonder, who the hell they skinny that can fit through this hole just for some shoes and clothes?
Tore the stock room up. Wow. All through the roof. Crazy.
If you're that good cutting out a hole and figuring things out, then you can actually figure out how to get a job, start a business, and make some money.
Friday morning, the owner discovers a clear shot of one of the suspect's faces. Take a long look at him. That's very clear. These guys took shoes, clothes, even the cash register. Look at that here. He rips the cash register right out. So we have dangling, rummaging, ransacking, and we have crooks on the run. It leaves this small business owner in North Miami devastated.
You got enough sense to start you a business and make something happen. to be successful. Choose the positive route, man. Do something with your life.
Yeah, that business owner is really upset. If you recognize that guy in the video, and just today he was able to get a glimpse of his face, pick up the phone and call Crime Stoppers. That number in Dade County is 305-471-TIPS. We're live in North Miami. I'm Rosh Lowe, Local 10 News.
Quite the crime there. Thanks a lot there, Rosh. And new to